Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullets from There's New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, aka Don't Go to the Bathroom in Your Dreams, with my co-host.
Okay. Yeah, this is Eli, aka Namor's Nuts.
And that is going to be a topic of discussion we will talk about. Yeah, and we're back with another episode. And like I said, this is the week before Black Friday. So even in Black Friday is even a thing anymore. Here's the thing, Eli. I think what's going on is that Black Friday is now a thing again. Because for the last years,
because people can go out again.
Because people can go out again. Well, we outside, so yeah, we can go there.
It's nostalgia.
Right. Remember Black Friday, kids? Sure, Grandpa. Okay. So yeah, but here's the thing: Black Friday isn't like Black Friday again. So the long gone are the days when people are punching each other for $100 TV stuff like that. We're not doing that anymore. Here's what you need to do: bring yourself into the 2022 and the 2020s. Use technology. Buy this shit online. Even if it's at a store.
Cyber Monday.
Or even Thursday. The stores don't close on Thanksgiving. Buy it on Thanksgiving that day. Yeah, schedule it for pickup on Friday. Go get it. You don't have to punch anybody, strangle anybody, stomp anybody. None of that stuff. That's done. So hopefully
hopefully you already got a TV like me. I got a TV. I don't need to punch nobody for a TV.
Exactly.
I might go there for them. They got those doorbuster deals. You can get 10 pockets of drawer or 10 packs of drawers for $1 or some shit.
Yeah, or maybe PS5. Now people are gonna punch people for PS5s. That's gonna be a thing. Hey, you see a PS5, elbow drop, sneak it, sweep the leg, do something. So can't help you with that.
It has begun.
Yeah, I feel like we have done our due diligence. Although I do feel like on Saturday, the day after Black Friday, we are going to get all kind of news reports about people getting punched in the face and shit. So what do we got? Big Jake.
Jake's in the house.
Let's see. Now away from the box, away from
the hey, cut up the box, put it in a bag, then throw it out.
It fell off the truck. We know the terminology.
Yeah, don't throw the empty box in the top of the garbage bin and say, "Hey, this motherfucker got a PS5. Look at his garbage."
Exactly. More information for the comic bullies. The more you know. We tell you how to steal shit. So yeah. Yeah, because with the BIPOC bullies, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So let's get into the podcast. Let's just jump into it. Like I said, we had a fun show, but we do have to get some information out of the way. Let me get Jake out of here. Sorry, Jake. There you go. Like I said, there was a passing that happened just a few hours before we started doing this. We do want to say rest in peace to Jason David Frank, aka JDF. Pretty well known person to everybody, really.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, even if you weren't a fan, like I said, I understand that some people were fans of Power Rangers. Me personally, I think I kind of grew out of that fandom.
Yeah, I was a little too. Yeah. I was like in college when that shit was.
I was like right there. It was like right there because it's like this. When you grew and when you saw Power Rangers, you either thought this is the greatest shit ever, or you were like, this shit look like Voltron.
I think, I think if I was that age at that time, I probably would have liked it too.
If you never saw Voltron, that would have been your shit.
Yeah, basically. 10 years before that, I was watching Voltron. I was watching Transformers, Robotech, Godzilla movies and shit. It would have been something I would have liked too. So I
right. So we're at that age we were like, no, I'm not really feeling that, But that's okay because my last fandom, my personal fandom, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was my fandom.
I was into that too.
And I was from the cartoon. Sorry, I know I wasn't a purist, but like I said, everybody had their favorite. But the thing with the difference between the Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers is that everybody had their own favorite Ninja Turtle that's very different. You either had Leonardo, who was the alpha, Raphael, who was the badass, Michelangelo, who was the fun one, and Donatello, the one nobody wants to admit, but eventually Eli turned around to it and admitted. So that's cool. But the Power Rangers, on the other hand, everybody had one favorite. Everybody had that one favorite. Here's the thing, Eli. Power Rangers did suck for a while. So when I started watching, I was like,
the Pink Ranger. God bless the Pink Ranger.
Okay, so you got the Pink Ranger, you got Topanga, and I'm trying to think of another one. Six from Blossom, I think. Kelly Kapowski. Okay. Everybody got their top 5 crushes, 90s crushes. The Becky G in the suit.
I thought these were all
see, Jake, that's beyond me. That's beyond me. You're talking about some 2000 shit right there. I was way past about it. Anything past 1990, whatever, I'm Power Rangered out, But the thing is, like I said, Jason David Frank, JDF came back. He was by far the fan favorite of Power Rangers. He appeared in the most episodes out of any actor ever in Power Rangers. He even showed up like in death battles and stuff like that, like on YouTube, where like he fought like Ryu from Street Fighter. And they're like Ryu versus Green Ranger, and he actually showed it. Like, they didn't get an actor; it was him, So he fought, got his ass whooped. I wish I could fast forward, but anyway, he comes back as the Green Ranger, to start whooping ass,
And then Blood
That's what I was gonna.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You messed it up. You talk about Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's not him. But before, I got it. Before Vin Diesel. Who just kind of half-assed his way through the movie. I don't care what Get Valiant says. He half-assed his way through that movie,
The only reason why I know about this is because of Get Valiant.
Exactly.
Shout out to Get Valiant.
Shout out to Get Valiant. Shout out to Get Valiant because the thing is, Jason David Frank, he actually did their intro for their podcast.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he did the intro for their podcast. So that's how, because like I said, he was deep into it. And that's the thing about it, because I'm going to just show you. Like I said, this is Jason David Frank as Bloodshot, the OG Bloodshot, not Vin Diesel. And this thing, like, he was dedicated to Brad. Like he said, he went back, read every Bloodshot comic, wanted to know what Bloodshot was, went in there. And this ain't no fan shit.
Oh, is
this
that
was
Ninja
financed.
K or Ninja?
I got to talk. Yeah, you talk to Eric and find out about this shit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a Valiant guy, but yeah, this is the thing where they did, like, Valiant financed this, so it's not like a fan thing. They put money behind this and pretty much put on YouTube and did a web series. So, and he played, Bloodshot on there. So I thought that was pretty awesome on there. And that's the thing about, like, you can tell when people just cashing in, like Vin Diesel, like, oh, I'm gonna just use this whatever project as my star vehicle. And you got other people that have respect to the lore, respect to the source material. And that's what JDF did. So I appreciate him. Eli, don't you know him from something else? Isn't he in your realm?
No, I don't. I just know him. No.
Yeah.
I think he was. I know he was like an MMA fighter for a while. Like,
that's what I was wondering, because I knew you. Yeah.
But I'm not. No, I'm not too familiar with the guy. Like I said, I'm a little too old to be a Power Rangers fan. I am aware. I know of Power Rangers as a concept. And I knew he was part of that. And I know, I think it's pretty sad what happened. I mean, even though I'm not a fan, I feel for the fans who were, I know, it must be hard being a kid growing up on a thing, and, someone's your hero, you look up to this person and they meet a tragic end like this. I mean, it's sad.
Right. Especially, rumored on how he went out. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate.
Yeah.
It's sad, like I said, your strong friends, check on them, make sure, because especially like I said, he's rich, famous. And if that happened,
and that seems to be a thing with, like, celebrities. Like, they just seem to, I don't know, isolate themselves. Or I don't know what it is about, the celebrity lifestyle or just being in the public eye.
Yeah, because you think that's the life that everybody wants, but at the same time, that life is stressing these celebrities out.
Yeah, they gotta put on a front. They gotta present themselves in certain ways, and they're always in demand. They're always in the public eye. I mean,
and even if they flip out one time, they're canceled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, we know how much the internet sucks.
Right.
And if you're like someone who's like hugely popular and the internet turns on you, that's got to suck. I mean, we've seen celebrities just disappear from social media just because, like, they need the break. They need the, and who knows what this guy was going through, but, people,
Yeah, it might not have anything to do with the internet. We just, assuming, but yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's sad.
So, yeah, but that's thing I do appreciate him that he did care for his fans. Like I said, you could tell he was dedicated. Like Jake said, he come to cons all the time. He would sit there, talk to his fans. Like I said, Power Rangers didn't get cool until he showed up. Yes, there was a Black Ranger. Yes, I appreciated him breakdancing before he started fighting people. But until the Green Ranger started showing up, fucking up people, that's when I was like, okay, I'll fuck with the Power Rangers a little bit, but that was about it. But hold up, let's see what Jake got. Do love his fans, always attending different cons. That was something else.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I heard he was at a lot of cons and shit.
Yeah, like I said, because you can tell as much work as he put in the Bloodshot, you can tell that he put the work in. Like you think if Vin Diesel put half the work into Bloodshot as JDF did, maybe Bloodshot would have stood out different instead of just seeing like another Fast and Furious clone, something like that. So that's my thing. But yeah, all I gotta say, rest in peace.
Good journey, sir.
Yeah. All right. So Eli, I'm gonna throw the ball in your court because we're gonna talk about something honestly I have no idea about.
Really?
Even though it's like a national phenomenon that I feel like I've been.
Are we talking about Walking Dead?
Yeah, let's talk about Walking Dead. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess just to put this out there, the Walking Dead series finale aired tonight. The final episode of the series. I did not watch it. In fact, I haven't watched Walking Dead in years.
So you just treating like the CW now, huh?
I stopped watching Walking Dead pretty much right around when the last comic issue came out. Now I've read every issue of The Walking Dead. So once the comic ended, I pretty much gave up on the show because the show was sort of just a watered down version of the comic. It didn't go as violent or as hard or as dark as dark as the show was. It wasn't like the comic. The comic was like, had some balls that the show didn't have.
What was it on AMC or something?
It was on AMC, but I got to admit, it did, make horror, TV a little bit more popular. American Horror Story and, the Hannibal and whatever, these shows started coming out, it kind of brought it hit around the same time as the event as the MCU was taking off. It popularizing, comic book movies and characters and comic book TV shows. People forget that Walking Dead was a comic book before, like for a very long time before the TV show even, happened. A lot of people on that show got their start, Denai Guerrera, what's her name? Who plays Okoye.
Yeah.
She was Michonne. She was a fan.
I know people still call her that, like when they see her on Black Panther, they call her by her Walking Dead name. Like we call Stifler,
yeah. Michonne, she was a fan favorite character. She was the AMC is bad and Breaking Bad. It pretty much, was the staple of it. It pretty much kept AMC's lights on, John Bernthal became Frank Castle. He was on The Punisher. We had the little girl who played Little Ray was on there. So many, isn't one of them the chick from Star Trek? One of the new Star Trek shows.
You got me on that. Yeah.
Sasha, she played Sasha. I mean, there's so many actors got their start, or Jeffrey Dean Morgan and
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah, even though he was around before, but
yeah, but now he's popping up in Bruce Wayne and the Martha Wayne and so yeah,
could have been Flashpoint Batman, but DC gonna DC, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the show lasted a long time. I stopped watching it after a while. I did actually watch Fear the Walking Dead, Jake.
I forgot there are 2 shows. Yeah,
I did watch some of that.
I
watched a couple of seasons of that just because it was kind of fresh, and I knew that the thing about the main series is because I read all the comics, I kind of could see and predict where the show was going, whereas Fear the Walking Dead was all new characters. So that was kind of fresh, but I even got bored of that, and yeah, I mean, it came out during the height of the zombie trend, and it also killed the zombie trend. Zombies were huge in the mid 2000s, mid teen thousands or whatever, 2010s, 20s, and yeah, it was huge. I mean, video games, movies,
Last of Us, which they have a Last of Us TV show coming out next year on HBO.
Not
even next month. Shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I hear that they're supposed to have a bunch of spin-offs from the show because they just want to milk it. But I mean, yeah, like, as far as me, I haven't been into the show in a while. So who knows? But hey, it has endured over 10 years. Yeah, has it been 2020? Yeah, like 12 years, 13 years. The show 2010 when it first came on. So it is a thing. It is hugely popular. I mean, yeah, it's funny when you go to Target or Walmart and you see Walking Dead merchandise.
And they have like hundreds of podcasts just dedicated just to Walking Dead.
Yeah. So Yeah, just had to mention it. Since we cover comic book news, figure I just throw
And
that
it is a comic book show. Yeah.
It is a comic book show.
You got to keep reminding people like, oh, y'all just talk about Batman, Superman. No, we talk about comic books like Walking Dead, you know.
Yeah, I did read all the Walking Dead comics, you know. I know how the
you
Walking
reviewed
Dead
them
ends,
on here.
and I reviewed them. Yeah, like the very last issue jumped like 10 years ahead, like a big time jump, like 10 years ahead, where Carl, who died on the show, is still alive in the books. You know, he was now the sheriff of another town, and Rick was dead. So like the show deviated from the comics, sort of, kind of, but still kept into the same plots as the comics, because I saw like on a commercial that the Commonwealth was on the show. They're doing the Commonwealth story arc, which was another, you know, society, another town with, you know, with stormtroopers.
Interesting.
They had soldiers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the show is more about, you know, like all great zombie stories, which are all full of social commentary. It's the other humans that are the bigger threat. Zombies are just the environment.
Man is the monster.
Yes, they're us. It's like George Romero and Dawn of the Dead. We're us. They're us. We're them. The dark side of humanity. It brings the worst out in people. When society breaks down, the worst of humanity comes out, and that's kind of the social commentary of George Romero's zombie movies and all great zombie tales. And The Walking Dead kind of hit that sort of, you know, stride, because, you know, we all remember 2012 when we all thought the world was going to end. You know, everyone thinks the world is going to end every 5 years. And
Y2K. And
yeah. So, you know, and Walking Dead is sort of, you know, a glimpse into a mirror into that ending of civilization, you know, doomsday preppers and all that shit. And The Walking Dead sort of, you know, helps people cope with that. So, yeah.
And it was made by the same creative Invincible. If you like Invincible, hey.
Oh yeah, there you go, Robert Kirkman. Yeah, Invincible. You know,
same guy. So he's making money hand over fist. But yeah, and Invincibles will come back next year. So yeah.
Fuck this comic book shit.
Right. That's where the money is. He's like Bendis. All right. So so like I said, so we just talked about a comic book show. We're gonna talk about a non-comic book show. But it also wrapped up this week also. So I don't know if anybody watched it. I saw it. I just wanted to just talk about it because, hey, I have a podcast. Why not? Like, somebody should talk about this, you know. So I want to talk about
total control.
Exactly. Like, be the change, you know. Yeah. So like I said, I just want to just briefly talk about Atlanta series finale. It is done. It was 4 seasons. It is completely wrapped. Like I said, it took forever for this show to get done, even though it's only 4 seasons, just because the actors over the period of time when they were doing the show, all of them got super huge and popular. You know, Zazie Beetz is in Marvel and DC. Paperboy is in Marvel. Lakeith Stamps.
And DC. He was in the Joker. He had that brief part in the Joker.
Oh shit, they were both in Marvel and DC. Okay, they were both in Joker. Yeah. So these guys are everywhere. So that's so they're everywhere, and I appreciate them going out, right? So that's pretty awesome. I do want to think, because here's the thing, I want to talk about just the series finale, just the last episode. It's very interesting because in every last episode I've ever seen of a show, they always ask these questions. Like in Dallas, did JR shoot himself? In Sopranos, did Tony Soprano, what happened at the end of that? Something, kill himself, not kill himself?
They suspect he was killed.
Okay, you know, so it's always those questions.
That's like the big theory that
those ambiguous questions that keep.
It doesn't show it, but everyone that seems to be the theory.
Yeah. So in Atlanta, the big question is, did Judge Judy have a fat ass or not?
Oh,
that is the number one question. Yeah.
Woo.
But that's the question.
I gotta watch this now, man.
That is the question. I'm gonna get to it in a second because it was a big question. I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Now it's time to make the damn community movie. Yeah, he got nothing else to do. You might as well. Now, the reason the Judge Judy question is a question, whether or not she got a big booty or not, because the thing is, it would turn out that Darius, you know, Lakeith Stanfield, the big plot twist at the end of the series is that he goes into the sleep deprivation chamber at the end of every episode. And he said he goes, like, I go once a week for 30 minutes, so like that.
Oh, so is this like is all a dream type of thing?
Maybe. It's almost like a thing about Inception. You know, so the thing is, so it's saying that the whole show may or may not have been in his head. That's why all the crazy shit that go on the show, he just made it up. He just thought of it. And the reason Judge Judy has a big booty in there because he knows it's funny as hell, man. It's funny as hell. So the only way he knows whether or not he's dreaming or not, because Judge Judy is his totem. If Judge Judy gets up on, from the show and she got a fat ass when she's walking away, it's a dream. But if not, he's really, So at the very end of the show, he like steals a car. The police are coming for him, and he's just sitting down watching Judge Judy. And then Judge Judy stand up, but we never see what Judge Judy look like. We just see his face, and that's how the show ends. So we just think like,
was it like the top, or
like
the
totem and
yeah,
the top in Inception, the same ending, because we don't know whether or not it fell or not. So we don't know if he's dreaming or not. But if he is dreaming, I mean, the entire show is a dream. So now we got to ask: did Judge Judy have a fat ass or not? We don't know.
This reminds me of a con. I went to a con. Me and Izzy. Shout out to Izzy, one of the Geek Savs. We were at a con, and what's her name? E.T.'s mom, the woman who played the Elliot's mom on E.T. She was in The Howling. She's been in a bunch of horror movies and stuff. Dee Wallace, I think her name is. Mm-hmm. Elliot's mom on E.T. She was like the mom back in the early 80s. And she's probably reaching at in her 50s or 60s now. Well, Izzy was commenting on the size of her her badonkadonk, that she was packing. She had some junk in the trunk.
Okay, you talking about like in her 50s or back in
yeah, this is like I don't know, a few years ago at a con. He's like, damn, E.T.'s mom's got a fat.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
I can see back in the 80s. He's like, no.
Right now, because she was there at a car. We passed. He's like, damn, man, she had a fat.
She might have let him did it. It's just like
I was like, okay. It just came out of nowhere. Shout out to Izzy. Check it out there. That Jilf ass.
Oh man. But like I said, it was some other stuff going on in the show also, other than Judge Judy. Because the thing was, what the main plot of this story is that they went to a black sushi restaurant. And the thing was like mixed it where you had like Hennessy and sushi, stuff like that. But it made a very interesting point in the show. Because the thing is, they didn't want to go to the black sushi restaurant. They wanted to go to the Popeyes across the street. And the black sushi restaurant basically told them, like, why don't you eat sushi from us? It's okay for you to eat sushi at a sushi restaurant. But because a black man to serve you sushi, you don't want to eat it because it's too weird. And it's almost like a commentary of what Donald Glover was doing for this show. Because everybody said Atlanta's like weird as fuck. But it's plenty of white weird shows. But if a black man makes a weird show, everybody like, oh, this shit too weird for me. I can't do it. He's serving you black sushi. But we don't want black sushi. We want Popeyes. That's pretty much how the show ended.
It's stereotypical. You expect certain things from certain types of people and what they create.
Right. So it's an interesting commentary, but at the same time, at the end of the show, they ran away from the sushi restaurant, got Popeyes, and that's how the show ended. So, but it was other stuff went on. It was stuff sprinkled throughout the show. It was another interesting episode too. He made fun of Tyler Perry, of course. I gotta watch season again. They made some references to MF Doom on the show because it was a rapper. It wasn't MF Doom. I don't know if you know Earl Sweatshirt, but he was basically pretending to be MF Doom. They were saying that he was dead and he was planning like raps through his verses to like an Easter egg hunt, and it was like you had to follow through it.
Well, that's what they say Doom did. He had yeah.
So it's the same thing. So it wasn't Doom, but it was a guy basically pretending to be Doom. You know, and I thought that was like a shout out to Doom. And it was another thing, like Doom is giving you something different. He's not, Drake or 21 Savage or no shit like that. No, he's him. He's doing something going against the grain, and people, sometimes you be like, oh, I'm not used to that. That sometimes you gotta get out of your comfort zone. That's the thing. You don't have to be placed in a box all the time. And I think that's what Donald Glover was trying to do with this show the entire time. Some people own it, some people own it. Like I said, me personally, one of my favorite shows of all time. Season 3 was kind of rocky, shaky, but the episodes they hit. So anybody haven't seen it, definitely recommend it, watching it. Season 1 starts off regular, but it gets weird. Oh, the best episode probably ever on the show happened this season. They made a fake documentary about a black CEO of Disney. And they're saying he's the one in the 90s that greenlit the Goofy movie. and he put all kind of subliminal stories in there to make the Goofy movie the blackest movie ever. And I started watching it. I'm just like, damn, okay, that shit is in there. You know, like he got like Tevin Campbell R&B song, like Goofy's son and his best friend like dapping each other up, and I'm like, oh, how I never noticed that. You know, so it's like little, it's fake, but it's just the stuff they put in there. I'm just like, I can't believe they just slipped that stuff past me. You know, so that I thought that was pretty. And the thing is, it almost seemed like that was a like Donald Glover basically saying what he's trying to do on his show. Like he's slipping stuff past the networks and trying to make the blackest show ever. And the guy they made him almost look like Dwayne McDuffie. So I don't know if he was trying to make a reference to that also, which Dwayne McDuffie was also doing stuff like that. Like I said, shout out to the creative milestone, Static, Icon, all those folks like that. So it was very, very reminiscent of that. So that's all I got to say with that.
Wasn't there? He was doing some sort of like in season, I think it was season 2. He was sort of making a commentary on hair, and that one guy that Paperboy's homie. He was like, wasn't he like trying to straighten his hair, and he was letting him. He was the Prince of Tides or whatever. I remember that shit was funny.
Something weird, but
but then Zazie Beetz' character, you know, she was I think he does like you said, go, you know, makes references that, you know, black people will get, you know,
that mostly damaged. Derpy 501st, yes, mostly damaged, But yeah, all I can say is that if you watch Community from beginning to end, you're going to come to one conclusion: Donald Glover is a genius. Because at the end of it, you're just like, okay, written by Donald Glover. Some of these episodes directed by Donald Glover. You're like, damn, okay, yeah. So yeah, so I don't know what he's gonna do next. Whatever he does next, I'm on to it. Hell, I've been playing some of his music, man. Some of that Childish Gambino music we should have appreciated more. Like his old 2013. I'm gonna go, yeah. So what do we got here? I don't know who this is. Him and Jordan Peele will make a perfect harmony. I'll be honest with you. Some of those episodes of Atlanta out Jordan Peele. Like it made me stop for a second and realize, damn, did Jordan Peele do this shit? So I don't know. Like if he wanted to do like a horror movie himself, I don't know. Jordan Peele might be in trouble. So, yeah, that's all we got to go with that. All right, so what's next? Okay, before we get to the next thing, we're going to go to this one. Some simple. Okay, it's a big shakeup going on in Disney that happened like almost 30 minutes before we start recording. So for those who don't know, who don't keep up with the business side of Disney, all you need to know is that the CEO of Disney right now, well, as of yesterday, is Bob Chapek, the Lex Luthor looking motherfucker on the right. But Bob Iger on the left is the old CEO. So Bob Iger, the old CEO, just fired the new CEO and made himself the new CEO. For those who don't know, Bob Chapek is the CEO that was over Phase 4. Based on when Phase 4 started, he took over. So I'm not saying point fingers, anything like that, but everything that happened in this Phase 4, he was responsible for it. So whether or not it's a good thing or not, I don't know. Will Disney get back on track with Bob Iger? Maybe.
Fuck this woke shit.
Right. Nothing but white superheroes. We're not going to go there because Captain Marvel and Black Panther did get greenlit under Bob Iger. So, yeah. So
he's just chasing money. That's all he's doing.
Yeah. Like I said, Disney is making the money like they should. So, hey, heads got to roll. Now, people don't know, maybe Bob Chapek had. Now, who's to say that Bob Chapek had much influence on the direction, Phase 4 went to? Maybe he didn't. But I do know he was the guy that screwed over Scarlett Johansson out of that money. It was definitely him. Everybody pointing fingers at him like, what the fuck was he doing? Because he's the one that didn't sign a deal with Disney Plus, tried to cut her out of the deal. And actually, Bob Iger had to step in and fix that shit. So who knows? Maybe Disney will be back on track. I don't know. But then you got a bunch of people saying that Disney hasn't fallen off. Disney has been fine. Phase 4 is fine, or if it's not fine, it's not Bob Chapek's fault. We can't keep moving the goalposts. Look, it's working or it's not working. One or the other. So, yeah. But we're going to do an in-depth on Phase 4 one day. Not today, but we'll do it one day. Yeah.
I was saying, it was Tony Stark was the one who led it. We don't have him anymore. I think that's why.
Chris Evans, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that one star that led the whole series.
Or Chadwick Boseman. Shit.
Yeah. We don't have that. And right now, like I said, I asked this like a few movies ago. We keep
Mhm.
reviewing every MCU movie, and I was like, who is pushing this new phase? Who is the audience supposed to follow in this this Avengers verse, the MCU going forward? We don't have Robert Downey Jr. anymore. We don't have Tony Stark or Thor or Chris or Cap anymore. Like who is it? Is it who's leading the charge? Is it Doctor Strange? Is it Wong? Is it?
It doesn't even feel like a charge. It doesn't even feel like it's cohesive. It's just shit happening. We know which I'm honestly, me personally, I'm fine with. If you want to just introduce new stuff like that and just put your feelers out, throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with creativity. Because wasn't it the biggest problem that people had with Marvel, that everything just felt the same? Everything felt like a factory, just cranking shit out.
Yeah.
And now when they're trying new shit, now we're mad at them for that. You know, we never would have got a Werewolf by Night in phase 3 or before that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's, everyone's expecting, because there's more content, they there's going to be some shit. You're not going to like everything.
I think that's what's it, Eli. I think that is what it's too much content.
Yeah.
Marvel stressing himself then, because before you didn't have, you just had, okay, we had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
The movies, 2 movies a year, and that was it. And it was a hype event. Now, since 2020 till now, we didn't had about 10 MCU projects.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
Every other month there's a new show.
There's something show.
Then there's a movie. There's like it's just like this constant barrage of content that I get
some
tired
of it connects. Some of it connects. Some of it don't connect.
Yeah.
Some of it contradicts. You turn around and get WandaVision. Next month you get Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness. You're like, wait, what? It don't even flow together.
And you don't have to watch it all. You don't have to like it all. I don't watch it all. It's like the comics. I don't read every fucking comic, even though they're probably all in the same universe. And you got to read this to find out that. I don't do that shit. So why would I do that with the shows?
Right. And they do the shows on purpose because they know that if they make them too interconnected and you miss one episode of the MCU, people are like, you know what? Fuck it. Because how many times people done that with regular TV shows? I missed one episode. Fuck it. I'm done. I would do that, So they do that on purpose, that they don't want to, like fans, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. What I do appreciate that movie, that you can miss every single MCU movie that came out. All you need to watch is the first Black Panther. As long as you've seen that, you're good.
Yeah.
You have to watch anything else in between then. So.
And those and some of those MCU movies are the ones that are like that, like Guardians, or now Shang-Chi is like another new favorite.
Right. It's just out there by itself. Maybe Iron Man 3. That's about it.
Maybe, but even that, or the Hulk. The Abominable. Abomination was
with Wong. Okay.
Yeah, but whatever. You don't. But it's not required. So
you can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
So that being said, let's move on to some more phase 4 news. So now we're going to talk about something that is a big deal right now. Yeah. Huge deal right now. Justice for Namor. So that's what's going on right now. So Namor had his package CGI'd out. I don't even know if this is real, Eli. I don't even know if to believe this or not, to be honest with you. I know other people saying that. I don't know if the internet is just making this up, because you never know. You never know if they're just making shit up sometimes. Just so, because we might find out that none of this shit is real. It's just there. Somebody just made, like that thing with what's that? Opie's daughter. What's her name? I can't remember.
Opie's daughter.
Ron Howard. What's Ron Howard's daughter?
Okay, yeah. What's her name? I know what you're talking about.
Bryce Howard. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Okay, yeah.
Come on, I know Opie's daughter. Opie.
Yeah. I don't call him Opie though.
Well, I call him. Maybe that's racist. I don't know, but I'm just saying. But the point is, we got Bryce Dallas Howard. Now they got this Photoshop of stuff of basically her out, and they're saying that they photoshopped her butt smaller for the Jurassic World poster. Now I don't know if that's true or not, but they're saying because they say her ass was too round for the posters, but when you look in the movie, she wearing like some jeans and just like pow, But I don't know if it's true or not. That's what they're saying.
Biscuits.
Right. So now they're saying they're doing that with Namor. They're saying they didn't edit all him out. So of course somebody had to see who got that CGI job there, man. Pissing out this guy's dick. No. no, do
Yeah,
that intern.
the internet. Yeah, there's been so many great memes that have been. Yeah.
Like this one, CGI. Like they
The
already
imitating
overworking the
CBS.
best of work they're doing right now. Like, why am I doing this shit? Because
They
you
got
could.
every frame. Yeah, it's how many frames? There's 32 frames per second, and you.
You gotta, oh no, pencil that shit. That's the shit job, that they gave some intern nobody likes.
Yeah, we need it by Monday. It's fucking Saturday.
Now he did it so much that anytime he sees like a hot dog or a corn dog, he just starts freaking out, start getting triggered and shit. Like, no. Oh man, like
Oh
that.
man,
Oh,
I saw one that of course we can't show it because
we already on thin ice as it is.
Yeah, it's because of content, but it showed like it was two pictures. It showed the ocean. It showed a shark fin sticking out of the water, and it said shark, and then the picture below it said Namor. It showed a dick sticking out of the water.
Oh man.
Oh god, it was great. I was so stupid shit.
Oh man. Now, actually, that's the Loch Ness monster right there. They said it's Loch Ness monster. It's really just a whale dick. I'm serious. That's what they said. Oh man. So Namor is Loch Ness monster. But here's the thing though. So if Namor is rocking like this, then it would make more sense for him to bag Sue Storm. That's all I'm saying. Oh, sorry, Reed. You have no chance. I'm sure Reed could do it too. But
Reed can cheat and do it.
Yeah, Reed can cheat, do it too. But he's all natural, man. It's like BBL versus the real thing. Oh man. So I think we talked enough about Namor's dick. You're welcome, ladies. Hopefully this will let me show you one more time. Hopefully this will up our analytics with the female viewers one more time. Boom, we just went up 1%. Okay, there we go. All right. So what are we on now? I think we can jump into the next part.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about comic books and we just up into it. Eli, you have more books than me. I am going to do a retro, and my retro is as long as Namor's. Yeah. But let's see what you got.
Bulge.
Right. Right. Girthy.
Well, I guess I'll start out with Nightwing number 98.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Hold on, before we get there, let me see what sometimes
we're about to now. Rarely.
Yeah, we're about to
now, man. Everybody's gonna leave now. Whenever we
right. This where the analytics just drop.
So Nightmare. Nightwing number 98. So this is where Night might show up, the little imp from the what dimension?
Fifth dimension. Yeah. So Nightwing's got one now. Okay, so he's risen in popularity. Okay.
Yeah. So basically he Nightwing and Barbara and they all took Maroni. Was it Maroni? One of the mob bosses.
Salvador Maroni.
Yeah, one of the mob bosses from Bloodhaven. They're transferring him to Gotham to testify against all the other 5 families or whatever. And of course, they got ambushed. Everyone was trying to kill him. And then so they took him into hiding in one of Batman's hideouts in the woods in Gotham.
Now, let me. Did they show the 5 families?
No, they're just saying that Maroni is it Maroni or Falcone? It's one of the two. I can't remember which. One of those.
I think Catwoman is head of one of the families now. I think I read a Catwoman book where that happened.
Yeah, basically one of the mob bosses, Falcone, Maroni, one of the Gotham mob bosses has ties to all these different criminals, and he's cutting a deal. Of course, now he's a rat, so the mob's after him. Nightwing is basically he's in protective custody with Nightwing, and they're at one of Batman's hideouts. And in the last issue, a car just sort of shows up in the middle of the woods outside, Batman's bunker that they're hiding in, and it turns out it's Rick Grayson, one of
oh yeah, you did tell me Rick Grayson showed up last time. Okay.
Nightwing's the alter ego he had when he had amnesia and shit. But it turns out it wasn't really Rick Grayson. It turned out it was Nightmite disguising himself. He can turn into anybody.
Okay.
And, basically says that Blockbuster had made a deal with the devil or whatever demon. I think that same demon, was it the same demon from the World's Finest?
The RZA guy? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, made a deal, but since he's dead, the demon is going after the soul of the daughter, which was that mayor. So they got to go rescue her. And of course, and it's a really goofy, story. Nightmite is like, you're so cool. I want to give you everything. Superman's got Mixoplek or whatever. Batman's got Night or Batmite, and you got me now, and I look up to you, and I'll everyone. And he actually makes a wedding. He like snaps his fingers, and Nightwing and Batgirl are about to get married. Is like, aren't you guys gonna get married? And he brought everybody. It's like a really kind of a Deadpoolish, very goofy, issue. But they said, no, we're not gonna get married. Let's go kick some demons' ass. So they basically go and kick the demons' ass that are after the Blockbuster's daughter. And then at the end, he's like, thanks for helping me, blah, blah, blah. You're cool and all that shit. It's just a cute little, brief little interlude and giving Nightwing his own little imp. So
I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, I get Superman because he's fantasy shit. And they actually written out, they basically said Batmite is like a figment of Batman's imagination. Now, that's what Grant Morrison said, to write this shit up. So having him have his own imp, so it's going to take some time to get used to, because it's like it's complete tonal shift of everything else you told me about the Nightwing books.
Yeah, it is. It's a very goofy, lighthearted, fun story.
As long as it's a one shot, I guess I go with that.
And that seems to be what it was. I mean, I thought it was cute. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was fine. It wasn't as dark and gritty. It was like it reminded me of like a Deadpool. Just him fucking with people and like a leprechaun just playing tricks and shit. So.
Which that's basically what they are. So those 5th dimension imps.
So 3 out of 5.
Yeah. All right. So next book I'm going to do. This is a freebie, but I'm gonna get through it as fast as possible. It was Stargirl, The Lost Children, #1. It was written by Jeff Johns. So apparently he kissed enough ass they let him back into DC. Good gracious. So because only this, he's got like some other stuff he's got planned too, like some Justice Society, whatever, and blah blah blah, and all stuff like that. So we can go with that. So like I said, I'm gonna just run through this fast as hell, just get it done with. Okay, so the book starts off. Oh, matter of fact, it's on DC Universe. I'm gonna read it, but so it starts off with we're going back to the 1930s, 40s, the 40s, with these Golden Age superheroes called Ace and Gary, the ambiguous gay duo. Nah, not them. TNT and Dan the Dynamite. Now I did look these guys up. I've never heard of them, but apparently they are a thing in DC. So apparently they can touch rings, and he can turn one of them into a human bomb or grenade or some shit like that, and they just fight some guys. So whatever, they beat some guys up. So cut to present day, and Dan the Dynamite is reminiscing on his time, and it turns out the TNT is dead. And Dan Dynamite, he's an old dude now. He's middle aged, whatever. TNT is dead, and he's in a ship going somewhere, but we don't know where he's going. We'll find out later on. Cutting to present day, and basically get an old backstory of Stargirl and how she, her and her stepfather Pat, how Star Spangled Kid and all this shit like that, blah blah. Whatever. Okay. So she's basically getting grounded by her mom because she skipped school because she went and fought Solomon Grundy with Red Arrow. Red Arrow is Green Arrow's sister. Yes, she was in Arrow, but she was like in the later shows where everybody stopped watching. But so since they fought Solomon Grundy during the school day on a Monday, she was like, "You're grounded and you can't see Red Arrow anymore." She's like, "But mom, nope, can't do it." And that's it. And her stepdad, Pat, said the same thing. So she's grounded, got to go to school. That's it. So she goes, and I'm just cut to the end. And that's when Red Arrow sneaks in. And she's just like, "Come on, we got to go." "No, I can't go. I'm grounded. Plus, I can't see you anyway." "No, we got to lead." Basically, what's going on, the whole plot is that sidekicks are coming up missing. One of their friends come up missing, and they think they got to lead, so they're going to follow. And the thing was, Stargirl got a vision that a enemy called the Childminder is coming. And she don't know where the vision came from, but we found out the vision came from the Spectre. The Spectre is telling her, "This bad guy's coming. You got to take care of him." So that's what they do. So they go find Dan the Dynamite. Well, they go find a lead on Dan the Dynamite, and they find out that he is tracking down all the dead sidekicks, even sidekicks they never heard of before. They're like, Why are there so many sidekicks that we've never heard of? What's going on with this? So they get a lead and they go find it. Meanwhile, that sidekick Dan the Dynamite at the end finds the ship that he's going to. He gets there, but he crashed into this island, which way he's trying to go to anywhere. And when he steps foot on the island, he goes from an old man to a young kid. And yeah, and he just like, I don't know what happened, but somebody tells him you shouldn't have come here. And the book ends with him yelling the end. So yeah, that's
The
yes.
art looked pretty cool, I must say.
Art looked pretty good. I don't know who did the art. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jeff Johns is going somewhere with this. Stargirl is his passion project, so he always loved Stargirl. But I don't know. I guess so.
All right.
Yes.
I guess I'll do.
It was free out of 10. So yeah.
You know, should I do this Blade?
Yeah, I was gonna get this, but I know you were gonna get it. That's why I didn't get it.
Yeah, it was kind of a whatever for me.
Oh, don't tell me that.
No, I mean I just got it just to check it out.
Okay.
Like, ooh, Blade. Ooh, no, because I'm not. I guess this is.
It's like deep in that Avengers lore. It's just
yeah,
not
which I'm not. I'm not current on the Avengers right now, so I don't know. But apparently, in this book, there's a vampire nation in Chernobyl, which is now a sovereign. The world has recognized it as its own sovereign nation. Dracula is like the president. So just right then and there, I was like, rolling my eyes.
I mean, what they try? Marvel's trying to make the Vampire Nation a thing because they're like fighting with the X-Men and shit.
Yeah,
so they actually make him a thing.
Yeah, President Dracula or whatever. And Blade is like the sheriff of this town, of this vampire land or whatever it's called. So this is pretty much like a hardcore or a hard-boiled detective story. It's a murder mystery. Some outside mercenaries came in to try to assassinate Dracula. But they end up killing the wrong vampire. So then Blade has to go investigate. And it's basically Blade, going around, trying to find who killed this vampire and solve the murder. And he's basically a detective, like Philip Marlowe or whatever. What's those old detective?
Yeah, Philip Marlowe was one of them.
Yeah.
Mike Hammer, is that a thing?
Yeah, Mike Hammer. Okay. In fact, it's even got his narration, the voiceover, Blade's voiceover as he's investigating. You can almost put it. You can almost hear like the jazz music.
Yeah, the soft saxophone. Yeah.
Yeah, that it feels like has that sort of feel. But he uncovers this conspiracy where this countess, this vampire countess.
I was going to say, with the femme fatale in there.
Yeah, okay, yes. There's the femme fatale.
Okay. All the tropes. Okay.
Vampire countess basically funded some outside mercenaries to come in to try and kill Dracula, but they got the wrong guy, and all that. So so that's what it is. He uncovers this conspiracy, solves the murder. Basically, Dracula's like, "Yep, I'm here to stay. I got, I'm the man, and I got my council here, and we're gonna, all that." There was some pretty interesting moments where like it shows like the day-to-day life of vampires in this vampire nation. There's like vampires in therapy. There's like the emo teenager vampires that are like all depressed and emo.
See, Eli, do we really need this? Do we really
need
this?
No, we don't. I was like rolling my eyes. Like, I don't know if this is cool or not, but it was like a
see that I hate to go there, Eli, but that's because we're in the woke generation where we have to see the side of everybody. Have to understand how we're there coming from.
The vampire teenagers that are in therapy, they're all emo and depressed. The one vampire girl is like, "Oh, I should just go walk into the sunlight right now." Oh. Like, kind of cheesy and shit.
Man, to listen to emo music and shit.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me, what's that one? Is it Daywalkers or something? There was a movie with what the hell is that guy's name? Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke played it was like a vampire society, and they're all vampires. There's like this vampire society, and he ends up helping humans or something. I don't know. I was not into it. It came out like in the early 2000s or something, but it kind of reminded me of that, of like this vampire world, a world of vampires where they're thriving. They got day jobs and shit. And basically,
does Blade chop anybody's head off in this book?
No, he does not. Actually, he does, but it's off panel.
Okay.
When he's interviewing the Countess, you know, he's talking all this shit. Everyone's talking shit. She's, oh, okay. Pierre and Gomez or whatever, her vampire bodyguards, you know, she calls for them, and Blade goes, "You talking about these guys?" And he like really throws her the heads and shit. That's not the old cool thing. You know, there was like an action scene where the Mercs first show in, drop into Transylvania, whatever this nation is called, and try to go steal like the sarcophagus of, you know, this they think it's Dracula, but it turns out it is this big action sequence, you know, but it's just dudes with guns fighting, you know, vampires, and it was okay. Blade listens to emo music. I thought he listens to house or whatever. What was that?
Yeah, it's like all the vampires do it. He just kills anybody listening to emo music.
What's that song?
I don't know that, but it's stuck in my head now that you said it.
Fucking the Most Def song on Blade 2 was dope. I got it. I against I. That shit was dope.
That shit was, yeah. Did it feel like a one shot? Because I didn't know if it like
that's what I was like. I was when it got to the end, it said the end. I was like, oh, is this a one shot?
Okay.
Like, okay, cool. Because I don't know if I'm picking up the second issue.
Okay, just get in, get out, be done with it. Okay.
You know, if it's a one shot, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 because it helped my interest enough. You know, but if it's an ongoing series, yeah, no.
Okay, give you a quick Blade fix, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So next book I'm going to do. Okay, the book I'm going to do is a book we did from last week that I get a chance to do, but I'm gonna do it this week.
A lot of cool books did drop last week.
Yeah, we just get a chance to do it, but that's okay. I'm still leaving it up. So the book I'm going to do is Batman versus Robin number 3. That one I'm gonna do. This. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna just spoil it, just see what happened. He fights all the Robins.
Oh no shit.
He has to run the gauntlet. Yeah. Cool. So that's what I like about this one. Boom, get in there. All right, so basically what happened is people have been keeping up with this. Damian has magic. His great grandma is like some kind of weird ass witch, and the demon that controls all the magic in the DC universe and created the Lazarus Pit trying to take over the world. And Damian's just trying, and he gave Damian one mission to kill Batman. So yeah, that's the thing. Oh, I can't pull this up. Hold on. The thing won't pull up. Anyway, but that's what's going on with Damian right now. So Batman is on a mission to go to Lazarus Island. He's on his way to Lazarus Island right now to just face off with Damian and the demon Deza and Damian's great grandmama and stuff like that, and got to fight him. Meanwhile, the last issue showed that Damian has control of all the Robins. Boom, there we go. And that's where the book starts. So let's jump into it. I finally got everything working. Okay. So the book is basically Batman and Alfred going to Lazarus Island. And basically he's saying, I can't get in contact with the Bat family because everybody's been taken out. And the reason they've been taken out because the Devil Nezza or somebody else has taken out all the Bat family. So he can't call for any help. Meanwhile, Alfred's eyes are glowing, and we see in the next panel, somebody looked through a crystal ball, and they can see what's going through Alfred's eyes. It's Mother's Soul, Damian's great grandmama. Basically, Alfred is a spy the whole time. And they're just using him to see where Batman is going. So meanwhile, all the Robins, you got Tim, got the cake of Cagliostro. Red Hood's got Aquaman's trident. Spoiler has the Black Bison spear or something. And Nightwing has the Sword of Azrael. Yeah, I've never heard of this or something, but they all got like magic.
Is that from Man of Bats or some shit?
I hope not. I've never heard.
Because isn't that Batman Incorporated going on where Man of Bats is running around and shit?
It is, but the way they're doing it is not. This could be from anything. They just like magic shit, just whatever, you know. And Damian just sends all the Robins out. He like, go kill my dad by midnight, you know. And they all run out and just go get him. So yes, so basically the book is he got to run the gauntlet. So Batman's just like, okay, Alfred, you stay here because I can't have you getting in my way. Otherwise, it might wear me down. Because we don't want another situation will happen, you know, with the Riddler and the Labyrinth. You know, he was like, So he like, you stay here, and that's it. So Batman goes because he knows what's about to happen. So he goes there, and meanwhile, we see Talia al Ghul, and and Damien comes in there. He sees his mother. He was like, basically, I'm gonna just pass this. Talia's been kidnapped. She's being mind controlled by him also because Damien's trying to get revenge on her also. I'm just cut to the panel where you just see that she's being mind controlled and she's in her mind prison. Yeah, right there. So yeah, so that's me. And he's like, I'm showing you mercy because I'll just kill you right now. I'm gonna just leave you just strung up like that, you know. Meanwhile, Batman is walking down the trail, so he knows it's an obvious trail that Damien wants to go through. So he's trying to like go through the trees like Tarzan and shit. And then that's when he gets ambushed, invisible. He was like, and he hears Tim's voice. He was like, Tim, you're invisible. And that's when Tim goes, aren't I always invisible when Damien's around? I'm like, uh-oh, shots fired, And that's who like, you never paid attention to me anytime Damien's around. I was your number one Robin then. You should be treating me like I was yesterday's garbage, And he's talking all this shit, still smacking the shit out of him. And that's when Batman takes the cape off, throw it at Tim, and realize. So as basically Tim is the smartest Robin, but he's the weakest fighter. So Batman just takes him out like it's nothing. He moves on. He's like, okay, I threw my shoulder out, but for the most part, I'm good. But he knows other Robins are coming. Skip, I don't care about the Queen of Fables. I don't care about Dibble Nizza. And then we go to the next part, and that's when Batman is snatched up by plants, and he get his rib broken, and his response is, "Oh shit, not again." He don't even care anymore that he gets broken. So he thinks he's getting attacked by Poison Ivy, but that's when he gets attacked by Spoiler and her Black Bison spear, some shit like that, control plants. And she's doing her worst to try to kill Batman, but Batman's just like, okay, she ain't shit. So why Batman, or like, why didn't Robin, like Damien, send her first? Obviously, she's not here alone. And that's when he gets attacked by Red Hood, smacks him with Aquaman's trident. He's like, I'm here, Bruce. And he's like, Bruce, why didn't you come look for me? So basically, all the Robins are like saying fucked up shit to him to throw him off his game. Spoiler's just like, why didn't you train me like other Robins? Why did you cast me aside? Red Hood's just like, why didn't you look for me? And he was like, reason I didn't look for you. And he doesn't tell him, but Batman's like, the reason I didn't look for you because I couldn't come to terms with myself that I created another Joe Chill, for what he did, So he feels, bad for what he did, but these Robins are like getting on his ass. Red Hood's blocking this shit, and right before Red Hood goes for the killing blow, he gets close enough to Batman hit him in solar plexus. Takes Batman, Aquaman's trident, smacks him in the face, and knocks him out. Rides the trident, rides the wave to go get a spoiler and knock her ass out. So that's 3 down. That means there's 1 left, and he knows that's gonna be the toughest one. So like, let's go. But meanwhile, he got cracked ribs, his shoulder thrown out, but he got to do it. So skip. Anyway, we know we're going to Nightwing now. There we go. So he sees the island. Right before we get there, that's when he sees he sees Alfred finally caught up with him, and he sees Nightwing. And Nightwing is saying fucked up shit to him also. He was just like, I was one of the greatest showmen in the world, one of the greatest actors in the world. Everybody loved Dick Grayson. But you took me out of that life. You killed Dick Grayson to fight your dumbass war, where I could have been, famous for what I did, And Batman, he's still saying this to Batman. Batman realizes he don't have anything to fight him, but he fights him anyway. They go at it sort of as real. But here's the thing. Nightwing is kicking his ass. Now, we don't know it's because he ran the gauntlet and he's just tired, or is Nightwing just that good? We don't know. So he's still getting his shit kicked out of. He knows if I can get the sword of Azrael out of his hand, then I can do it. But Nightwing is just letting him have it, and he's about to get him. And that's when, still stabbing him. And Alfred just like, Batman, stand down. You don't have anything left to fight him with. He's like, yes, I do. And Bruce grabs his arm and it puts him in front of him, and Nightwing stabs Alfred. He was like, thanks for blocking that blade for me. When he does that, Nightwing like shakes out of the mind control. He's like, Alfred? So he realized he just killed Alfred, and there's enough time for Batman to beat the shit out of him, So he's down, right? And Alfred just like, how did you know? He's like, what? That you a spy? I knew you were a spy 3 minutes in when I first met you. Yeah, you answered all the questions, but here's the thing: you hate Oolong Tea. You don't have a granddaughter, and that Riddler shit. That shit happened in a cartoon. That didn't happen in the comics. So you can, so I've answered your questions. You know how to answer questions right. But if I agree to your shit, you don't know the difference. So I knew you was a spy. I knew you're not really Alfred. And then that's when Alfred said, well, actually, I kind of am the real Alfred. That's when he kind of like a spirit leaves his body. He was like, in order for the devil Nezza to resurrect me, he did need a part of my soul. So it was me the whole time, Bruce. So I'm fade away. But here's the thing. I don't want you or Damien to blame yourself for what happened to me, especially back with Bane and your crazy ass daddy. What happened there, you was across the world and Damien was against more than what he wanted to. So I want you two to make up before I fade off into eternity. Promise me that, Bruce. And that's when he, he hugs him one last time. And that's when Alfred kind of just fades into the ether, like Jedis and shit. So he just disappears, promise me, and that's it. So Batman puts on the mask, treats his wounds, and he runs into the cave. Be continued. So that's it. So pretty cool story, man. We got to see all the Robins, go at each other. I kind of like that. So
now I just looked it up. The Black Bison spear, is from Black Bison, who is a supervillain, a native supervillain. He's usually a dude, but she was on The Flash. Remember that episode with The Flash where the native chick was trying to steal some shit?
I think I do. Yeah. But I don't think she had a spear. I think she just had like powers and shit.
Something. Yeah, she was doing something. I think she was played by an Asian. And
damn. Okay.
but they made her they gender swapped the character.
Okay, so in the comics it's a dude, but in the show it was a woman.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I figured it was something. So yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I guess I got Shang-Chi. That up there. So this is Shang-Chi number 5 and the 10 Rings number 5. So this is
and they are relaunching this book also.
Yeah. So there's this tournament going on to see who can have control over the 10 rings. And Shang-Chi and a bunch of other fighters are in there, fighting for the control of the rings. And but in this book, we get a flashback to the origin of the 10 rings.
Okay, about time.
So basically, we get a whole flashback back in Tao Lo, that magical realm that's in the movie. There was this worm or whatever, the desolation worm, who fed off of like evil or like negative energy. Anyways, all the fighters had to like help fighting and destroy it, and they end up basically trapping the worm inside this ring, the universe ring that one of the guys wore. But it turns out that I guess that it was like the ring of power on Lord of the Rings, where it started corrupting him and making him evil. So they had to kill that guy and then break the ring into 12 pieces. So 10 of which are what that got out into the world, that was recovered by the House of Daggers, or whatever they call it. What's it? The House Shang-Chi's house, the House of Weapons,
House
the weapons,
of Hands,
five weapons society.
5 weapons society. That's it.
Yeah, those guys. They were recovered, but there's still 2 left, and that's the Desolation Worm. Is this like demon worm that's possessing what's her name? Lu Kuei, his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend.
The assassin girlfriend or the lawyer girlfriend?
The MI6.
Okay,
chick.
that one. Okay.
And he's got the last 2 rings. Basically, if he gets all the rings back, he can return to this mortal coil or whatever. So that's what he's trying to do. So, that's basically what happens. We get a flashback of the origin of the rings. More fighting in that tournament. His homie that was helping him beat everybody's ass, basically betrays him at the end. And that's about it. Still cool. I'm still into this book. It was fun. 4 out of 5.
In this last issue?
I think there's one more, and then there's another. Then they start a new arc.
Yeah. I don't know why they keep starting new arcs. Why don't they just keep it going? I don't get that.
Yeah, and which sucks, because like this is the 10 rings, Shang-Chi and the 10 rings, So when I search this for the review or like I get like images for the comic, I get the movie.
So you can't even find it. Well,
Yeah.
I think the next book is gonna be called like Master of the Ten Rings or something.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. So,
and it's
but
the
yeah,
same creative team. Like
it's the same creative team. We get again diving into like Chinese fantasy and mythology and stuff. So it's pretty cool, you know. So yeah, 4 out of 5.
Okay, cool. All right, so now I'm gonna do a retro review. The retro review I'm gonna do this old school Defenders 84. This is like in 1980. Now the reason I'm doing this book because this is the first time that Namor and Black Panther fought each other back in the 80s. So they had beef. I didn't know the beef went back this far. I didn't know the beef went back 40 years. So
this is white Spock in booty shorts, Namor.
Basically, with pajama sock T'Challa. This is just simple, and that's the thing. Like these old school books, they have a charm to them if you can get into them. So yeah, let's just start with this. So I didn't read the book before this, whatever, but it's continuation of the last book. But we're just gonna just jump into it. And Hulk's in it too. So like I said, it's Defenders book.
Yeah, so Hulk was on the Defenders back in the day.
He was part of the team too. Yeah, so this is basically Namor and Black Panther fight with Hulk just in between, just doing shit. Yeah. So let's get into it. All right. So the book basically starts off with, it continues on from the last issue where the Defenders, Doctor Strange, Namor, and the Hulk fought some dude named the Unnameable, and they beat him. But the only way to beat him is that like they trapped him inside of Hulk's mind or some shit like that. But whatever it is, it took Hulk out. So they're celebrating, but they all kind of depressed. Well, Namor is upset, but we're kind of depressed because Hulk's messed up. He don't know if Hulk's gonna recover. So he took Hulk back down to Atlantis, and they're on the way to Atlantis, and he's basically gonna help him recover. And they look at Hulk and they see Hulk's taken out, and Namor just straight up asks Doctor Strange, you the best magician in the world, right? Why don't you cure him of the Hulk with your magic? And Doctor Strange is like, I can't. Whatever gamma shit he got going on is past magic. I can't do anything with it or science. The only person that can figure this stuff out is him, Bruce Banner. He's the only person that can figure this out. So he transferred to Bruce Banner and just like, okay, while he's healing, we're going to leave him here. And don't worry, he's in my care. I'll let you know. And Doctor Strange like, okay, cool. I'm out. I got shit to do. And that's it. So you don't see Doctor Strange anymore for the rest of the book. So that's it. Meanwhile, we cut to some other shit. And we cut to Kyber Island. I actually read this book. This is a Black Panther book of Kyber Island. Basically, Black Panther got kidnapped on this island. He killed the guy over control of the island and claimed the island for Wakanda. So it's an island like off of Africa. But anyway, we got Atlanteans and we got Wakandans trading weapons. But the thing is, the Wakandans that are trading weapons to the Atlanteans, these Wakandans are kind of like black market selling it under the table, So it's the Black Panther's not supposed to know about the shit they doing. And they're like, heard them do this shit before Wakanda find out about what we doing. Meanwhile, Atlantis thinking they getting set up, so they're about to pull guns on each other, shit like that. Before they do that, bam, Black Panther shows up and starts whooping everybody's ass. They're like, he's just one man. You can get him. Like, no, he's not a man. He's Black Panther. And he just starts kicking the shit out of everybody, And meanwhile, some of the Atlanteans get away. They're like, oh, I'm not fighting this guy. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. So they get in their ship and leave. Black Panther see some guys getting away, and he sees his army finally showing up. They're like, say something for us, Black Panther. He like, get these guys. I got to go chase these guys, find out where they're going. He thinking they're just, pirates. He doesn't know what these guys are. So he jumps in one of their ships they left behind and go chasing after them, like in the sea. So he's like, I'm going to get these pirates and find out where they took our weapons to, because he knows they selling some black market weapons from Wakanda, sneaking them out. So he was like, everybody just stand back. I'm going to get these guys. Nobody going to do anything until you get a word from me. So they go. But meanwhile, when Black Panther goes down there, he sees the big Atlantean ship. He's like, oh, shit. So it's not a pirate I'm after. This is actually Namor's ship. He's never met Namor before, but he realized he's about to meet him. So before Namor sees that one lone ship is coming after him, he's like, who the hell is trying to attack my entire fleet by himself? Who is that damn crazy? Let me go meet this guy. So Namor goes to the thing, to it, and yeah, right here. So Namor goes into the base. He empties out all the water to let the guy know that whoever it is, he just trying to handle this diplomatically. So he tells the guy, come out. And we can talk it out. And as when Black Panther shows up, you know who I am, Namor. You never seen me before, but you heard of me. You're like, wait, you're that Avenger guy, that King. You're the Black Panther. You're like, oh, he realized he got fucked up because he thought he was. So Black Panther thought he was just chasing some regular pirates, and Namor thought he was just facing off some like regular ass dumbass. They didn't know they were facing off against each other. So skip Doctor Strange. I don't care. Skip. And that's when we get to the conflict of what's going on. So Namor's just like, okay, you rested some of my guys back on your Wakandan island, but here's the thing: the guys you arrested, they didn't have my approval, so bring them back to me, and I'll punish them. And Black Panther's like, no, they committed a crime on Wakandan soil. They face Wakandan justice. And Namor's just like, well, you are on Atlantis soil right now. So you do what the fuck I say because I am the ruler down here. And Black Panther's like, okay, who the fuck you bossing around? I am the Black Panther. You don't boss me around like that. So that's where the conflict starts off right there. So Black Panther hops away, just thinking I can just, suck him in it. But man, he flies over there to him. And that's when Black Panther throws some shit at him real quick. And it's like some kind of, they don't call it vibranium. They just call it like some kind of magnetic thing that's supposed to like stop him from flying, like look him drop to the ground. So he basically took some of his weapons with him, and he thinking, okay, that's going to hold Namor. He's nobody. Not knowing how strong Namor is. Namor breaks out this shit like nothing. He's like, look, I tried to give you a chance to talk your way out of it. You didn't listen to me. So guess what? I'm going to flood this whole area. Have at it, T'Challa. So he just leaves him. And T'Challa like, okay, so this dude just tried to assassinate a king? Okay, Namor's crazy as fuck. So he puts on an air breather and he finds the spot where all the air is sucking out. He finds the vent where it's sucking out, goes through the vent, blows up behind him, and then, just gets away. So he's like, okay, this give me some time to like search around and see what the hell is going on in here. But he realizes it's another area that has air here. So he's like, so why do the Atlanteans need air? They may be holding somebody hostage. So he take these guys out real quick, smash that thing, and they run off. And then he goes into the room and he sees a dude, and the dude has been drugged, and it's Bruce Banner. So what does he do? Slaps the shit out of him to wake him up, which you don't do that with Bruce Banner, because when he does that, he starts hulking out, and he's just like, who slapped me? And who put me to sleep? And he just Hulk don't want to sleep. Hulk wants to smash, and he starts just smashing the shit out of everybody in the room. Black Panther start running off and shit like that. That's when Namor gets the word from his people that, okay, Black Panther's not dead, and he freed the Hulk, and you have Wakanda fleet coming down for you right now. He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go handle this Black Panther myself. So he goes in the room. Dude's getting tossed out the room left and right because they messing with the Hulk. And he goes in there and he see Black Panther, you going too far. Hulk, calm down. Remember, we teammates with the Defenders. And Hulk like, what the hell is a Defender? Like, I don't know what Defender is. And you try to put me to sleep. You try to drug me. I'm going to smash your ass. So he punches the shit out of Namor and knocks him through the hole. And that's when you get like all this water sucked in there. And they all go flying out into the water, into the ocean. Of course, Namor can breathe, so he's okay. But Black Panther can't breathe in the water, so he's choking, Meanwhile, that's when Wakandan fleet is down there and rescues him, and Atlantis starts shooting at the Wakandan fleet, but they suck him out before they get in there, so everybody's okay. And Namor just grabs Hulk, and he like just drags him back to Atlantis. You're like, okay. Then Wakandans rescue T'Challa, but he's unconscious. They don't know if he's going to make it, and they basically say, if T'Challa dies, it's war. We're declaring war right now. So everybody, and matter of fact, they didn't tell anybody, but Wakandan has a nuke. And Atlantis is like, if they come back down here, we're going to shoot with missiles again like that. So basically, they're arming a war against each other. And yes, Jimmy Carter, because I had to look it up who was the president at the time. That's Jimmy Carter basically saying like, okay, Wakanda and Atlantis is going to war right now. Even though it doesn't affect America, we're going to keep watching, see what's going on. So everybody just watching, just seeing what's going on. And everybody's like, oh, it's like Iran. It's like Iran and Iraq. So that's what it's like a third world country what everybody's thinking of. So Hulk wakes up. He's like, what the hell did you do? He was like, I just rescued you, dumbass, because you were going to drown if I didn't do that. He was like, no, you're not going to do anything. I'm getting the hell up out of here. So Hulk like, I'm finna leave. And Hulk jumps out of Atlantis all the way to the top, past the sea and everything, and just jumps out there. But the thing is, he jumps out so fast that the Wakandans looking at him think that the Atlantis just shot a missile at them. They don't know the difference. They just think he shot a missile because it's so far away. So like, oh, well, they shoot a missile at us. We're going to shoot a missile back at them. but they gonna shoot a nuke at them. They just finna just nuke Atlantis, and that's when T'Challa wakes up like, what the hell just happened? Oh, we at war and we're about to nuke Atlantis. He's like, wait, what? You're like, put me on the phone with Namor right now. So he gets on the phone with Namor, and he basically and Namor's like, why the hell should I listen to you? T'Challa, everything you telling me, you might just be making fun of me. I don't know. He was like, look, believe what you want to believe, but there's a missile headed for you right now. And he was like, okay, well, just tell me where the missile is and I'll find out. So Namor goes flying out and sees the missile. He's like, oh shit, Wakanda got nukes? I didn't know that. So he gently nudges the missile just enough where it won't hit Atlantis, but it'll hit another target. And Namor's just like, okay, to hit a target, we won't nobody be upset about it. And the target it hits is Kyber Island, the island that was the beginning of this. That's why you don't see Kyber Island in the Wakanda movies right now, because Namor wiped that shit off the fucking earth. So it's gone. And Wakanda's just like, well, we kind of fucked up because now the world know we have nukes. So yeah. This is bad. Me and Namor got off to a bad start. Maybe we can patch this up some kind of way. So he's thinking he can apologize. Well, not apologize to Namor, but maybe they can come to terms. And Namor is just like, okay, that's been taken care of. I'm gonna negotiate a truce to get my people back from Black Panther. But if they don't do it, we're going back to war. And Imperious Rex, the end. So yeah. Mm-hmm. So pretty cool story. It kind of sets the tone. Like I said, it's some 80s goofy shit. But it sets the tone.
Say that in the movie. We never, I cut out on the internet. Yeah, you never.
Oh, it's cool. We kept going. But yeah, we didn't talk about how you said Imperious Rex, but because he says Imperious Rex a bunch of this, and basically anytime I get the notion, anytime he says Imperious Rex, basically said, okay, shut the fuck up. I said what I'm gonna say. Don't say anything after that. That's basically what Imperious Rex means.
I thought it meant it's clobbering time.
Or that too. It can mean different things, but that's what it seemed like here. Basically, it's time.
Look at my dick.
Look at my Imperious Rex. Look at it, woman.
Just look.
So that's it. So yeah, like I said, it's some goofy 80s shit back in Defenders, but it set the tone of what their relationship is going to be from there. Because when I read the old Christopher Free's Black Panther book, they referenced this story in there. Because Namor shows up, he was like, Black Panther, do you want another Kyber Island situation again? You're like, and they like, nah, we're gonna chill. So I like that,
Cool.
So give the guy a shout out for the movie. His name wasn't in the credits. His name was Al. I'm fucking his name. Al Hannington. Ed Hannigan. I think his name is. That's the guy that wrote that story. And Marvel just made $1 billion movie off his idea that he wrote back in the 80s in a one-shot Defenders Hulk story. So yeah. I don't know. Shoot, any of the books you got or?
No, for this week. If we're doing last week's shit, which I don't have any video, or I'll just say Ghost Rider was awesome. That's all I'll say. New
okay, I'm pretty sure it was
Ghost Rider. What else? Oh, Son of Kal-El was good too.
Last week it was. There's one more book left before that book wraps up. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh. But what else? Oh, what else did I do? Oh, Do a Power Bomb.
That came out. Okay.
Yeah, that was dope. Big. The next issue is the last issue, but there was like a big, huge reveal happened in this last. A lot of drama going on. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
episode.
The ton of good books that came out last week. We didn't get to talk about them because we were, talking about Black Panther the whole show. So.
Shout out to everybody. That's one of our highest viewed episodes on there, so we appreciate that. I knew people were going to come for that, so yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Yeah, give the people what they want. That's what they always say.
I figured I better watch it. So.
Otherwise, I'm gonna spoil the shit out of it. See in this scene. I just posted a picture of Shuri and Black Panther today because Marvel just released the picture themselves. So I'm like, everybody talking about spoilers and shit like don't spoilers, but look, Marvel is spoiling the movie themselves now. So if you haven't watched it, that's on you. Your time is up. So yeah.
Yeah, man. If you don't see it opening night, you're fucked. That's how it goes.
Yeah, but we gave you 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, so that's on you.
Man. If you
watch anything this week, yes, and you will watch it too, Jake. That Guardians of the Galaxy dropped this week.
Oh, is it?
That holiday special, it drops this week. Yeah,
I'll finally watch some Christmas shit. I haven't watched
we'll talk about that. Kevin Bacon will drop Easter eggs and shit like that.
Is the last episode of Andor next week? Might be the last episode of Andor, which I've been watching. That's
Andor. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I was gonna bring it up. Andor episode 1 and 2 will air on ABC this week also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be on regular TV. Have y'all seen James Gunn in DC? Oh shit, I should have talked about that. Yes, I did, Jake. And I actually had that as my notes. I was gonna do it, but I'll talk about it now. So he dropped Mr. Terrific, Lobo, some other people also. Well, I know what he's doing. He's focus testing right now. He's putting feelers out to see what people want.
Well, he said he asked the fans, like, what do you guys want to see?
Yeah.
And he got a bunch of pitches and probably people writing scripts and shit.
Now, my fan casting, I don't like fan cast, but I'll do the fan cast for Mr. Terrific. The black dude from The Good Place. That guy would be a perfect Mr. Terrific. I don't know if you've seen The Good Place, but if you watch The Good Place and you see the black dude on The Good Place, you'd be like, yeah, that's Mr. Terrific. You know, because Mr. Terrific is just black Reed Richards. That's all he is. You know, so just do that. You know, if you don't, Marvel will fucking race change him and make him Reed Richards. So you better do it first, DC.
I just want another Swamp Thing something.
Yeah, you know what? Make a Swamp Thing movie and make the villain Solomon Grundy. Boom! That's an idea right there. What the Imperious Rex?
Namor's bulge, man.
Right? It's easy, man. Shit.
That would be
why
dope.
we thinking of this shit? You know?
Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah.
So
yeah.
We shouldn't be coming up with these ideas. James Gunn, you supposed to be coming with these ideas. Fuck that, James Gunn. You work for Marvel and DC. Fuck that shit. Give me a Secret Crisis, Marvel vs. DC right now. You can make it happen. Do it. You coward. All right. That being said, like I said, we've been on the show long enough. So join us next week. We'll talk about some more shit. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.